Number 9.
Shanny.
Steve.
What up?
Shanny. Steve. What up?
Hey guys.
What up, guys? Today we got a video for you. We want to let you know why your man is lying to you.
Yes.
There's many reasons why. Some good, some bad. Some you got to decide what kind of decision you want to make afterwards. Sometimes it's drastic, sometimes
We'll
it's
just
not.
talk about it and then say that.
Well, we got to preface it. Number 1.
Protecting your feelings.
Yeah. A lot of times, guys feel themselves as protectors, and we want to protect your feelings. We want to make sure that you are feeling good and you're feeling right at all times, and that you still trust us. So we will say things every once in a while that is maybe sugarcoating or making things lighter than they really are, because we are afraid to tell you the truth, because we want to make sure that you are still happy and still feeling confident about the relationship if something is feeling off. So he'll just lie to you.
That's not good.
It's not good. It's not a good thing. If you notice this, it's something that's happening. What you should do is to let him know that the truth is more important than feelings. You may feel a way in a moment, right? Like you may feel mad or angry or sad or whatever it may be, but the truth is more important. You're going to get over those feelings, but ultimately your relationship needs to be authentic and true as possible. Both parties need to be true.
I agree. I have nothing to add.
Dope. Number 2.
He wants to cover his butt.
Now this one is pretty clear cut. He's trying to cover his butt because he did something stupid. And this is like the most traditional line, right? Like he, I don't know, broke something in the house, or he did something with the kids he shouldn't have done, or he cheated on you.
We blame the guys a lot for the lying, but we stay in the lying relationship.
Yeah.
And so it's not that you can't stay, it's that if you're gonna stay, like, you can't complain to your friends, or you can, but you cannot blame him for the relationship not working, because you stayed in it and you know that it's not gonna get better.
Yeah.
If it's not gonna get better. It may.
It may. It may or may not. Number 3.
Avoiding conflict.
Yeah, this one's a tough one, because this is something where
This is something he does.
This is something I do. As a man, you want to, again, it's sort of like protecting her feelings, but it's also protecting yourself as well, because you don't want her to be mad at you. You don't want her to be sad, or really, you don't want her to be mad at you. It's really 100%, you don't want her to be mad at you. So you'll sugarcoat something, or you'll just, maybe some guys will just make something up out of whole cloth just so they can just not get into a fight. And it's dual-sided, right? Like he shouldn't do that, right? Like he shouldn't go far as to lie just to avoid a conflict. But also, she should look in the mirror and be like, do I get too hot too fast? Like, do I be wildin'? And I feel like she has to just look at herself and be like, all right, maybe I can come at this a different way.
So that was constructive criticism for me. So I'm not going to get hot. I'm just going to... I'm going to let him finish talking.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need to be getting into fights about everything. You know what I mean? So sometimes a guy will lie to you when it comes to avoiding conflict. So I think the best thing to do in this, if you notice that, when you notice that, is to check yourself and check how you receive information. Because what a guy is saying to you is that's all he's doing. He's just saying his facts and his truth, and it's what's coming from his truth. It's nothing more than that, usually.
I'm gonna go ahead and play devil's advocate and say that the guy should also check himself, because that could be something that he brought into a relationship from a previous relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
Thinking that she's gonna react a certain way, but not really knowing, just thinking she is. And he just puts that on her for no reason. It could be that. But you also have to check. I agree with him. You also have to check yourself and see how you respond to things so that he trusts you a little more with the information.
That's a really good point. And I think that affects a lot of different things as to why anybody lies, really, is that they're bringing their crap from the previous relationship, and they're so afraid of having it there, but it's already there because you're lying about it, or lying about something to avoid that. So I think that's really poignant. You like that word? Poignant. I don't know why it's a G in poignant. Anyway. Number 4.
They have a lack of respect for you.
This one's simple. Just run. Just run.
Yeah, I mean, some guys just lie because they feel like you're not even gonna look into it, or you'll just believe anything that they say, or your relationship is not that serious, so they can say whatever they want.
And I think nowadays there's a lot of casual relationships, like the Tinder mindset and the Bumble mindset, and that's fine, whatever you're doing, but a lot of lack of respect, because you're swiping left and right on these people. So these are people you're using for your own enjoyment. They're just there to satiate you. So it's easy to have a lack of respect for someone. This really goes for both ways, men and women. It's easy to have a lack of respect for the person you're trying to get with, or you're messing around with, because they're someone you found online that you swiped to find. So with that, if they're having a lack of respect for you, I think we both agree with this, absolutely, that you need to run. Like, whoever you're messing around with, you need to have respect for each other, at the very least.
Yeah.
Respect for each other. I don't care if you're just jump-offs. You still got to have respect for each other and communicate what your intentions are and what you're doing.
Right. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Cool. Number 5.
They're lying to you out of habit.
This one's kind of like more of like they have a compulsive issue or something. Like they just constantly do white lies just because, whatever, family reasons, childhood reasons, their own psychological. Did you do it? Yeah, I did. I did this morning, but you really did in the afternoon. Like, why did you do that?
Right. Yeah.
So little things like that. It's just a habit of his, and it's just something whether you want to deal with it or not.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Now this is a tricky one because he could be telling the truth, but his actions and his words are not lining up.
Yeah. I think this one also ties into the whole Tinder, Bumble mindset and the way we are in this world we are today. Sometimes a guy, he'll say something and maybe that's the truth, but his actions are not lining up. When your actions and your words don't line up, that's lying. So why is he doing that? It's because he's conflicted. And your goal as his woman or his person you're dating is to uncover what does he really want to do. Like, for instance, if he's talking about, hey, I'm real busy right now, I'm not really ready for a relationship, but he's still hanging out with you every week. You gotta figure out, like, okay, what is it? Are you too busy for a relationship, or do you really want to be with me all the time? Confliction happens with both men and women.
Right.
So it's a matter of just uncovering what's up, seeing what's up.
Right, and I think that's true, because sometimes a woman may be like, he told me that he didn't want this, but he texts me every morning, like, hello, good morning. But he may not even be confused. It just feels different things at different times, and that's possible as well. So if you're not able to deal with that, then you have to be able to walk away. He can give you mixed signals, and it'd be like, he ruined the relationship, but you can't say he's leading you on if you're not listening to the actions.
Right.
Because you have to listen to the actions as well as his words.
You can't say he's leading you on if you're following.
Well, yeah, you do say he's leading you on. If you're following, he's leading you on.
Right, but you're following. You don't have to follow him.
You don't have to follow.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was
wrong.
I tried to do it like in a nice, cool, succinct sentence.
Yeah.
It
didn't work out.
It didn't work out. Sometimes they don't work out. Number 7. This
is a deep one.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he doesn't feel like he's worthy of you.
This one's heavy because I think a lot of guys go through this, especially nowadays, especially with black women. Black women are bosses right now, and they're making good money a lot of the time. Not all the time, of course, but a lot of the time. And a lot of black men, or men, whoever they're trying to date, just don't feel up to snuff because of that. So there's a lot of times where it won't come across that way. It will not be clear to you a lot of the time that he does not feel worthy of you. He will do anything in his power to make it not seem that way. Sometimes he'll overextend himself when he shouldn't be, and sometimes he'll lash out because his ego is bruised. this one's difficult because I feel like as the person who is dating this guy, this kind of guy who does not feel he's worthy, and it's clear, and you can't come to him about this because that'll again kill his ego even more. Like, what? I'm not worthy of you.
And don't say
worthy. Don't use the word worthy. Do not use the word worthy. Do not use the word worthy. Oh my God. He will be pissed. But in your own way, help boost his confidence. Don't even go to him. Start to boost his confidence. He does something good. Oh, that's really dope, babe. That's really cool.
Allow him to make decisions as well. Like, allow him to be the one to say, I don't know, make a decision about something, and you be like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of, for anybody that boosts their confidence, be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I can make decisions without being questioned, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's actually a really big one.
Yeah.
If you let him know that you trust him, oh my God. He's eating out of, like, that is probably the best way to make a man feel like a man. If he feels like, oh, she trusts me, his confidence will get boosted. Right. And then he'll start making more decisions, and he'll start to actually do things that will be clear that he's a confident dude and he is worthy of you. Because ultimately he is. We're all equal. You know what I mean? Money shouldn't be the number one thing.
Right. And he'll feel like he can contribute to the relationship as well.
And
so
he will.
You don't feel like you're doing everything, right?
Right. Number 8.
He is protecting himself. He won't let you in to his head because he was taught by society or family that men should stay strong and not be vulnerable.
So a lot of guys still have this macho thing, this I'm not going to express my feelings, express what I'm thinking. And to protect that, they will lie to you sometimes. I'm fine, whatever. It's not that big a deal. But your mom just died. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. Like they will go hard to protect themselves. This one's a difficult one because I feel like you do have to, in some ways, not tiptoe around it, but you do have to be gentle with it. You can't just bum rush in there because then he's like, what the hell? Like,
then he'll pull back even more.
Yeah, he'll pull back even more for sure. Your job in this place is to help him realize that he's doing that in a very gentle way. So approach it with kid gloves and see how he responds. See how he responds. If he responds in a very lash out kind of way, decide if you want to deal with that.
And he's not ready yet.
And he's not ready yet.
So don't push.
Do not push at all.
Right.
Like, let that ride. If he's receptive to it and you see a little bit of reception to it, okay, he may be open to this. And then okay, we can ride with this. If he's not, this is big. If he's not willing to make the adjustment, he won't change. That's concrete.
Not until he's ready. You have to make that decision if you're willing to wait until he's ready, because that could be years. You have to be realistic in that sense and say, is this relationship so good that I'm willing to stick around and help him through this? Because the first step to changing is acknowledging. And if he hasn't even acknowledged it yet, you don't know when that's going to happen.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9. Number 9.
Okay, this person has no empathy for you or anything.
Yeah.
That is a person.
Yeah.
Manipulating.
Yeah. This is kind of close to the lack of respect. The difference is this is more his thing, like his mental issue. They don't feel for other people. And they manipulate you because you're just a pawn in their life.
Right.
When people are like this, run. Belong.
Run for your life.
Belong, please. Do not mess around. Do not play around. And maybe he'll change. No, he's not going to change. This is the way he is. Go on, please. Done.
Wait.
Wait, man. Go on. You gotta have respect for yourself.
It's an art to be a manipulator. Like, they don't even think about, like, how they're gonna do it. It just happens. So to say, like, for you to be in that kind of relationship and to say that I'm gonna stay and he'll see. Like, don't
waste your time.
If you're thinking like, what is manipulation? Like,
if you don't do this for me, you don't love me.
Yeah.
Like that sort of stuff. Like, if you don't do this,
and be serious about it.
Yeah, and really mean it like that. Yeah. Like that's what we're talking about with manipulation. Yeah. That's not a level of person that you should be dealing with. You're better than that. You are worthy of more than that.
Absolutely.
You hear me? You are worth more. We're back good.
And we're in the what?
Gibberish. I tried to be inspirational and powerful, and it just came out. Blah, blah, blah.
You are worthy, you are beautiful, you are stunning, you are amazing. So go after that what you want.
That's what I should have done. I should have done that. I should have done that.
Don't give him relationship goals, people. Don't give him relationship goals.
Nah, he ain't worth it.
It's not. Don't do it. If anything, I would say this one, you run the fastest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the lack of respecting is bad as well. But that's the kind of thing where it's like, it's 95% him, like he's not respecting you, but you do have to say, like, why is he not respecting me?
Right.
Do I have to respect myself a little bit more? Right. Do I have to stand up for myself a little bit more?
Right.
Not that doesn't mean you stay.
Right.
But it's a lesson for your life going forward.
Right. But this empathy one.
But this one, empathy one, no. Galang, please. Okay.
Well, that's it for another installment of Shanny and Steve.
Another installment. I like that. Another installment of Shanny and Steve.
Thanks for joining us.
Let's talk about in the comments below.
Yeah.
Like, what are some ways guys have lied to you? And how you got out of that situation. Because hopefully you got out of that situation.
Please.
Please say you got out of that situation.
Please.
Right.
Anyway, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell.
Shanny, Steve, we out!
Bye, guys.